Hi, welcome to live stream yoga with Louise. Tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's practice is all about making yourself your not so guilty pleasure. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. Today you are going to need a cushion that you can use to sit on. So if you need to pause the stream, grab a pillow, bring it closer. You're going to find yourself a little soft, plush stool to sit on, and you're going to tuck into a comfortable, easy sit position, just stacking one leg in front of the other as you sit up nice and tall on your mat. We're going to begin today's class with a little bit of face yoga, waking up the body gently, stimulating the lymph system before we begin to move the rest of the body. Let's start by taking the tips of our fingers and using them as a gentle scalp massage. If you've got your head tied up, then I would suggest just pressing the tips of your fingers into your head and just play all around the scalp area. If you've got your hair loose, you can work a soft undulating motion with your fingertips, a toggling like motion, adding to that massage. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes. Maybe you'd like to take your focus inward and just enjoy that little massage as you give the scalp a soft little press and a soft little wake up. Maybe pressing the fingertips softly into the scalp and then letting go, and then just changing the position of your fingertips slightly so that you're activating and waking up all those little nerve endings on the scalp. Give yourself a few moments here. Remember, today's practice is about not feeling guilty when you're giving time and attention to yourself. Alrighty, then let's gently move down to the eyebrows. You're going to take your thumb and your index finger. You're going to begin at the middle of the head, so towards the nose line. You're going to begin there and you're going to work your way towards the end of the eyebrow. You're going to pinch the skin of the eyebrow around the bottom and the top together. Just give it a little pinch and then work your way all the way along the line of the eyebrow towards the end of the eyebrow. Then take the index finger and the thumb, pressing at the bottom at the top, and just trace the line of your eyebrow. Let's do the same on side two. Begin with that little pinch. Making your way all the way along the line of your eyebrow. And then beginning again where you started, and then just dragging the line, one fingertip below, one above. Let's do that again, once on each side. And you can also, of course, do this with the eyes closed, just enjoying the little massage that you're giving yourself. Let's do that on side two. Then take the heels of your palms, place them more or less where the temples are. You're going to drag up from your temple line towards your scalp line, as if you were giving yourself a facelift. You're going to make your way from the temple towards the mid-forehead line. So you're just going to press and pull up and incrementally make your way closer towards the midline. Let's do that again. Close your eyes, enjoy the delicious massage. Then take your index finger and your thumb, begin at the lobe of the ear. You can do both ears simultaneously. You're going to give it a little press and a toggle, and then you're going to make your way from the lobe of the ear all the way along the outer shell of the ear. You're going to trace your way all the way around, waking up the energy in the body. Work that little toggle. And then make your way back down from the top of the ear all the way around the shell, back to the lobe, working in soft toggle press-like fashion as the fingertips. Then relax the arms in your lap. Take a big breath in, maybe closing the eyes, and on an exhale, drop your ear off center to one side and just hold. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale to do on side two. Come back to center. This time, open your eyes gently. When you make your right ear heavy towards your right shoulder, use the fingertips of the left hand and place them just underneath your ear and your jawline on the left. Then start to give me long strokes down towards your collar line. Making your way to just underneath the chin. Let's do the same on the other side. Big breath in. Drop your left ear heavy towards your left shoulder. Use the right fingertips. Place them just underneath the ear and the jawline on the right. And start to give me big, long strokes towards your heart line. Making your way more or less towards the middle chin. Then bring your head back to center. Take a big breath in and look up towards the sky. Try not to compress the back of your neck, but just giving me a gentle 45 slope. And then exhale to nod your chin to your chest and pause. Big inhale in to look up. And then maybe begin to play with that stroke towards your heart line again, beginning just underneath the ear and the jawline and tracing your way all the way towards the mid-chin. Keeping the chin looking up to the sky, and then trace your way back from the mid-chin back towards your start position, just underneath the ear and the jawline on either side. Long stroking motions, stroking towards your heart, encouraging the lymph system to take all the toxins towards the heart and get rid of them as the blood pumps. Then exhale to nod your chin to your chest. Pause there for a few moments. Taking one or two breaths here with the chin nodded towards the chest. Slight compression there. Then big breath in and keeping the chin line parallel to the floor. Exhale to look over one shoulder. Pause. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale to do the same on side two. Let's do that one more to each side, but this time as you look over the first shoulder, tilt the head back slightly and play with that little massage, that long reaching stroke that begins just underneath your jawline and ear line and makes your way to about mid-chin. Then bring your chin back to neutral and do the same on side two. Look over the left ear, tilt your head slightly back, and then begin those long strokes that begin underneath the ear and the jawline on the opposite side of the body and make your way steadily towards the chin line. Come back to neutral. Take a big breath in, nod your chin towards your chest on the exhale. Inhale to gently look up towards the sky, and this time, give me knuckles. So make a soft fist with the hand, and then start to massage from your collar line up towards your jawline in long strokes, making your way from the outside inside, and then from the inside back outside. And relax the arms to your lap. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, nod your chin to your chest and pause. Inhale, come back to neutral. Fist your hands, and with the knuckles, I want you to press up underneath your jaw and then open and close your mouth a few times, resisting with the knuckles as you open. Relax the arms at your lap. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, nod your chin towards your chest. Inhale, come back to neutral. And then pretend that you've got mouthwash in your mouth and start to move it cheek to cheek like a little chipmunk. Make sure you make a little pocket of air underneath your top lip and then a little pocket of air underneath your bottom lip. Then use your tongue on the inside of your cheek to trace little circles. Let's maybe begin on our right cheek. Then make the way over with the tip of your tongue along the inside of your top lip towards the left cheek. And repeat your tongue circles on the left cheek. Then trace your tongue from the left cheek to the right, moving underneath the bottom lip. Then back towards the left cheek, going underneath the lip. And across over the top lip, back to your start point on the right cheek. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, nod your chin to your chest. On the inhale, look up towards the sky. Exhale to nod your chin towards your chest. Then find a neutral chin line. Take a big breath in and stick your tongue out, trying to reach the tip of your tongue towards your chin, as far as you can. Bring it back, and then this time try to reach with the tip of your tongue towards the tip of your nose. Try that one more time down and one more time up. Then ever so gently, change your orientation on the mat. Maybe just wipe your lip and your chin if you need to. You're going to change your orientation on the mat, setting yourself up cross-legged so that you're facing the top end of the mat. We're going to come into some Kapalabhati, and you can change the lead leg if you like, so that you're leading with the opposite leg in front this time. I began with my right leg in front, so now I've got the left leg in front. And just wedge that pillow comfortably underneath your bottom, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bring it into Kapalabhati or Kapalbhati, shining skull. You're going to think of inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We're going to reverse the breath pattern that we usually work with. So today we're working at a 2-to-1 inhalation to exhalation. So your inhalation is a little bit longer than your exhalation. You're going to take, let's say, inhale for a count of 2, and then you're going to give me a short bursting pump out for a count of 1. And we're going to pump the breath like that about 5 times, focusing on allowing your belly button to come out on the inhale and then to squeeze in on the exhale. So you're thinking of your belly moving up and down, up and down, up and down in a pumping like motion. Let's try 10 pumps on the first round. Then we'll take a big breath in, a recovery breath, and we'll bring it into a chin lock before we repeat, and then we'll try to increase to 15 pumps. All right, when you're ready, start your pumping breath. Big breath in. Let's say for 10. Exhale for 10 as you nod your chin to your chest. Let's say for a count of 10. And then at the end of your exhale, when you run out of breath, try to retain or hold your breath for a further count of 10 without taking air in or out. Then release the chin lock. Take a recovery inhale. When you're ready, begin your pumping breath, this time for 15 rounds. Big breath in for a long count of 10. Long exhale for 10 as you nod your chin to your chest. Retain your breath for a further count of 10. Then release your chin lock. Take a recovery breath before we move into our last round, 15 pumps. Big breath in. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest. At the end of your exhale, try to hold your breath for a further count of 10. Then release the chin lock and start to trace a little Kundalini circle moving towards your lead leg. I've got my left leg in front, so I'm beginning today with an anti-clockwise circle. And you can make that circle, that Kundalini circle, as small or as big as you're comfortable with today. I'm playing with a relatively small circle today. Inhaling as the body travels forward and then exhaling to pull your ribs back, or rather the front ribs back towards the back of your spine on the exhale. So find your rhythm, thinking of working almost a churning motion into the lower belly area. And then sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in, filling your lungs to maximum capacity. And on the exhale, twist towards your front leg, grabbing opposite hand to knee, and just hold the twist. Bottom and bum bones comfortably supported by your pillow. Then untwist, take a big breath in, and on an exhale, start to slowly fold forward. And as you fold forward, roll the weight forward onto your knees so that your bottom comes off your prop. Bring the pillow in front of you to the mat. Uncross the legs behind you and find your way into child pose. Big toes together, knees open nice and wide. You're going to softly cup your pillow. You're going to relax your forehead into your pillow. Pressing softly into your third eye, that little spot between the two eyebrows. Take a big breath in, and then on an exhale, you're going to start sliding your weight off center to the right so that you come to rest on the right temple. Just pause there. Eyes closed, focus inward. Then inhale to begin rolling back from your right temple towards the middle of the forehead. And then exhale to roll onto your left temple, pausing there. Inhale to find your way back to center. Slip the pillow gently out of your way, but keep it close at hand and find your way to a 4-point kneeling frame on the mat. You can keep big toes together, or you can bring your legs into parallel as you come into a few rounds of cat-cow, moving with your breath. So inhaling as you think concave back, rounded belly, taking your chin and your bum bones to the sky, and then exhale to round out, thinking hollow belly, rounded back. Maybe beginning to play at a 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation. So now the exhale is a little bit longer than the inhale. Just find your rhythm. Try to keep the weight even on the arms and the legs so that you're not leaning forward into the wrists or pushing your bum back towards the edge of your mat. Then maybe end in the cat stretch, thinking hollow belly, rounded back. Try to tuck your toes under. You can walk your hands back towards your heel line, sitting back bum to heel in a little toe breaker stretch, and then morph from the toe breaker stretch into a camel line by maybe trying to cup around your heels, beginning to bump your hips forward, just taking a little bound stretcher, stretching into the tops of your thighs, into your hip flexors, into your lower belly. Then uncouple your camel line and find your way into a supported pigeon line. Think 4-point kneeling. Start to extend the left leg behind you. And then readjust the front leg, setting up your pigeon line with either the knee or the ankle in a straight line or the heel tucked closer to the perineum. But as you settle the weight of both your front leg and the back leg into the mat, you're going to take your pillow and you're going to wedge it underneath your right bum cheek. So you're supporting your pigeon as you come in to the seat. Just play with the prop, give yourself a nice bit of padding on the right, and then just settle the weight of your pelvis and your hips, making it heavy into the floor, supporting your weight on the right. Maybe peeling up into a high pigeon, maybe floating both hands behind you, maybe you'd like to interlace them, make a little fist, comfortably resting the weight of your right bum into your prop. Then gently uncoupling the hands. We're going to find our way into a lower pigeon, maybe making your way into the forearms, or maybe walking the arms into full extension and just tapping your third eye to the mat. Whole time allowing your right bum to be nice and heavy into your prop without tilting too vigorously through the hips. So try to keep your hips in a neutral line if you can. Then lead your way gently back up from your pigeon. We're going to find our way into a supported hero. Maybe slide your pillow out slightly. Readjust the leg. Think knees together, knees wide. Take your pillow, pop it between the legs behind you, and just sit back into your prop. The knees don't need to physically touch. Maybe you're more comfortable with more distance between the knees. So find a comfortable expression of hero, Virasana, that works for you. Just maybe starting by sitting up nice and tall, and maybe begin to gently rub the tops of your thighs, maybe rubbing from your knees towards your pelvis so that you're working towards your heart line when you're stimulating the lymph system. And then when the tops of your thighs feel nice and warm, maybe starting to walk your hands back behind your hips and take a little stretch here, walking the hands back as far as they will go. Maybe starting to give me a slight curve through the spine and thinking chest to sky. Maybe this is where you want to stay. Or maybe you'd like to find your way onto the elbows behind you, maybe gently using your fingertips to cup your feet or your heels. And we're not going to come into full recline. I'm going to stay on the elbow, so you're almost thinking of replicating a fish-like line here, Motsyasana. And we will be coming into Motsyasana just now. Just opening up generously through your chest, through your throat, through your third eye. Then easing your way back up. We're going to find our way into a deep squat from here. So maybe pulling the pillow forward with you, stepping your feet out, splaying them softly out at 45, taking a sit into your prop as you find your deep squat, using it almost as a little stool, bringing the hands into active prayer in front of you, pressing into both palms, and then pressing with your elbows along the inseam of your legs to open up gently through the groin area. Give yourself a few moments here in Malasana, deep squat. From our deep squat line, we're going to find our way into an assisted fish pose, Matsyasana, using the pillow to support the weight of your crown. So as elegantly as you can, lift your bum bones off your prop. Slide the pillow out from underneath you. Take a seat on the mat. Extending the legs, you can give them a little shake out and place your pillow behind you, close enough towards your body line so that you can place the top of your head, not the back of your head, the top of your head into your prop. You're going to lean back, thinking crown to pillow, and readjust yourself, bending the elbows, and we're going to support our fish, maybe placing your fingertips, palms down underneath your bottom, pushing off your elbow points, resting the weight of your crown in your pillow, and opening up generously through your belly center, your heart center, your throat center. Matsyasana, fish pose. Give yourself a few breaths here. When you are ready to come out of fish pose, you're going to nod your chin to your chest, maybe sliding off your hands and falling back onto your pillow, readjusting it as you come into corpse pose, Shavasana. Just relaxing here for a few moments, maybe playing with your head, exhaling to drop your head off center to one side, inhaling to come back to the middle, and then exhaling to drop your head off center to side two. You can play with a soft rolling like motion through the head, not rushing, but moving slowly off center to one side, back to the middle, and then off center to side two. Then ever so gently, bring the pillow out from underneath you and place it on the right side of your body. Draw the legs up into a tabletop line and maybe begin to gently cradle rock your lower back side to side while you brace softly around the knees or the shins. Then relax the arms into a T-like frame. You can do palm up or palm down. Legs in table at a 90 position. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, drop your knees just off center to the right while you look to the left. Inhale, come back to the midline, and exhale to drop to the left while you look to the right. You're going to give yourself 4 more iterations, progressively dropping your right knee closer towards that pillow that you're going to use as a prop to drop the legs of your weight into on iteration 5. Move slowly and with control. Exhaling as you drop off the center line. Inhaling to come back to the middle. Making sure that your knees are dropping in one direction and your head is dropping in the other. And on iteration 5, you're going to make sure that you rest the weight of your knees and your thighs into that pillow, and you're just going to stay there. Readjust the pillow to support your frame so that it feels comfortable for you to hold the drop. Head looking in the opposite direction, arms softly splayed out in T. And then maybe you reach in with your right fingertips for the outside of your left knee, and you're going to bear down on the knee, increasing the twist, but ever so gently, and of course supporting your whole frame on that pillow on the right side of your body. Then ever so gently make your way back towards the middle. I'm going to cross my right leg in front of my left, because I'm going to come straight into my Kundalini circle from here, this time with the opposite leg in front. And we're going to do some cross-legged spinal rolls. So you're going to hold on to your toes while you rock up and down. And you can readjust yourself on the mat so that you've got enough runway to bring it into a little modified spinal roll, thinking hollow belly, rounded back as you rock the weight of the body up and down. You're going to end seated in Sukhasana. Find your way back into your Kundalini circle using the pillow as your little seat. So make sure you're not working in the same direction. I had my left leg first in front, so now I've got my right leg in front. Find your way comfortably into your seats and take yourself first into some Kapalbhati. We're going to begin first round 10, second round 15, and we're going to shoot for 20 repetitions on the third round. Gently pumping your navel in and out, working at a 2-to-1 inhalation to exhalation ratio. Big breath in. Exhale for 10 as you nod your chin to your chest. At the end of your exhale, retain your breath for a further count of 10. Then release your chin lock. Take a recovery breath and begin round 2, 15 pumps. Big breath in. Long exhale as you nod your chin to your chest. Retain your breath at the end of your exhale. Then release your chin lock to begin your third round, shooting for 20 pumps if you can manage it. Big breath in. Long exhale as you nod your chin to your chest. Take a retention at the end of your exhale. And as you release the chin lock and take a few recovery breaths, you're going to start moving into your Kundalini spiral. Moving towards your lead leg, so I'm moving clockwise this round. And you're making that Kundalini spiral as small or as big as you want to play with today. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you lean back. And you might find that with your body propped and leaning slightly forward on the pillow, your circle might feel more comfortable, smaller. So just play with it as you're comfortable. Then sit up nice and tall. Take a long, generous inhale, lengthening through the spine. And on an exhale, twist towards your lead leg, grabbing opposite hand to thigh. And then hold as you come into the twist and hold for a few moments. Then untwist your trunk. Take it into a gentle forward fold. Rolling forward onto your knees as you come into the fold, reaching for the pillow. Sweeping it around in front of you. Allowing the legs to slide back behind you as you find your way into child pose. Big toes together, knees open softly. Resting the weight of your forehead into your pillow, pressing actively into the third eye, and then maybe starting to roll your weight off center to one temple, pausing on the temple, finding your way back to center, moving with your breath. Find a pattern that works for you, and then start to roll onto the opposite temple. Then make your way back to your third eye and just press softly into that pressure point, cupping the pillow the whole time. Find your way into a 4-point kneeling frame from here, placing your pillow gently one side so that it's there when you need it. And begin to play in Chakrabakasana, cat-cow, working this time at a 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation. So now the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. And you can work with a nice audible breath pattern if you like. We're going to make our way from here into a toe breaker stretch, tucking the toes under, and then sitting back, bum to heel. Maybe you're keeping your hands on the floor, maybe you're bringing them off the mat, and sitting nice and high with the hands pressing on the tops of your thighs. Get a nice stretch into the back of your toes, into the arches of your feet, conditioning a little bit into the ankles as well. And then see if you can come into a bound camel line from here, maybe reaching for your heels, starting to bump your hips forward, over your knees. If that's not possible, just come into a supported camel, thinking high kneel, using your hands to support your lower back. So you play where you're comfortable. Find your camel, Ustrasana. And as you unbind from your camel, you're going to find your way into a pigeon line. You're going to extend the right leg behind you and then readjust the left leg. So knee comes up towards your nose, knee is in line with your hip, slightly wider. And you're going to rotate the leg, finding the angle that works for you. You're going to reach for your prop. You're going to tuck it comfortably underneath your bum cheek. On the left, you're just going to settle the weight into a high pigeon, trying to keep nice and even through the pelvis and the shoulders. Maybe you're staying here, fingers to floor. Maybe you'd like to come up a little bit higher. Reach for the wall behind you. Maybe fist the two hands together behind you. Take an awesome stretch, opening into the pelvis, opening into the shoulders, opening into the chest. Then relaxing softly down onto the forearms. You can think Sphinx. Try to equalize the weight of the pelvis, even though you resting that left bum cheek into your prop. Maybe you're walking it out into extension, taking a little bow, pressing your forehead gently into the mat. And gently walking your way up. We're going to find our way into Hero Virasana from here. So slide your pillow out. Start to readjust your leg line, think knees together, feet softly V down. Take your prop, tuck it behind you and take a seat. Start to sit up nice and tall and just start to rub from your knee line towards your hip creases so that you're working in long brush strokes towards your heart line. When the tops of your thighs feel sufficiently warm, maybe you can begin to walk the hands back behind you. And you can drop them back as far as you're comfortable, thinking slight curve through the spine. So thinking belly to sky, chest nice and open. Maybe this is where you want to stay, just getting a nice stretch, working the hands back as far as you can. Or maybe you'd like to invert the hands and find your way into a forearm position. Maybe gently placing your fingertips on your feet as you think modified fish. We're not going to bring it into a full recline. Just get a nice stretch into the tops of your thighs, into the hip flexors, into the lower belly, into the chest. Give yourself a few moments. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your way back up and you're going to find your way into a deep squat line. So step the legs up, sitting on the pillow, readjusting it underneath your body. And just find a comfortable supported squat line, using your elbows to press the inner thighs gently open. From here, we're going to find our way into fish, Matsyasana. So when you're ready, surreptitiously feed your pillow out, take a seat on the mat, place your prop behind you, so it's like a little bed pillow. Try to bring it closer towards your body line so that as you come into the fish, and you can just sit up nice and tall, place your fingertips underneath your bottom, start to bend at the elbows, think forehead to sky, feet nice and active, pressing off your forearms, using the elbows to support the frame of your back, opening up beautifully through your chest and your throat center, your anahata and your vishuddhi chakra. Stay here for a few breaths, feet active. And then as you come out of fish, I want you to think chin to chest, maybe sliding your feet further away from you as you come down into the back, and readjust the pillow so that it's comfortably under your head as you just chill back in a soft corpse-like pose. Arms relaxed at your side, toes softly splayed up, and begin to drop your head off center to one side on the exhale. Inhale, bring it back to the middle. Exhale to drop off center to side two. Just play with that side to side rock. We're going to bring it back into that spinal twist from here. So maybe as you find your way back to the middle, bring the pillow out from underneath your head and place it on the left side of your body so that you can support your knees as you come into the spinal twist on the left. Bend your knees, ground your feet. Maybe just give yourself a few cradle rocks, cupping gently around the knees or the shins as you rock the body weight side to side. And then when you're ready and in no rush at all, open up the arms into a soft T-like frame. Find your tabletop line through the legs. Big breath in. On an exhale, drop your knees off center to the left while you look to the right. Pause here. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale to drop your knees to the right while you look to the left. Give yourself at least 4 more iterations, making the pillow your aim on the 5th iteration. Just find a beautiful rhythm of your own, inhaling to come to the middle, exhaling to drop. Make sure your knees are traveling in one direction and your head looking in the opposite direction. On your last drop, you're going to make your knees and your thighs, and you can readjust that pillow as you feel comfortable to support the weight of your legs as you come into the twist. And you're just going to hold here. Find your way back to center. Then maybe gently ground your feet. You can find your way back into Shavasana, ending your practice. Maybe you'd like to extend the legs into full Shavasana, or maybe you'd like to do knees together, feet softly splayed out, arms just relaxed at your side in a modified Shavasana. And just take a few deep breaths here. Try to expand your rib cage laterally on each inhale. And then once you've got the lateral pattern going, start to breathe not only out to the side, but up towards the sky. So think sternum to sky, so that you start to open in 3 dimensions. When you've got the 3 dimensions going, add the 4th by starting to expand to the back of your ribs, so that you're opening up the whole rib cage, breathing all the way to the bottom. Give yourself a few relaxed breaths here. Expanding the ribs as much as you can on each inhale. And then as you exhale, think of them falling in from all 4 directions and squeezing all of the stale air out of your lungs. When you're ready to come out of your modified Shavasana, you're going to keep the pillow underneath your head as you roll into a fetal pose, preferably onto the right side of your body with the left shoulder looking up to the sky. You can keep that pillow underneath your head, or maybe you'd like to support underneath the knees, whichever feels good for you. You're going to stay here nice and soft. And then maybe finding your way into a seat of your choice, maybe using that pillow again as a prop to support your bottom. As you find a seat that works for you, it could just be sitting up tall with your feet grounded and your knees up, or maybe you'd like to find a cross-legged Sukhasana or Ardha Padmasana or a full Padmasana that works for you. Just find a seat, sitting up nice and tall. The body is tilted slightly forward if you've got that pillow underneath your bum. And just look for a few quiet moments here. Maybe hands relax to the top of your thighs. Maybe you'd like to play with the mudra with the fingertips, or maybe you'd like to just find a gentle prayer-like pose with the 2 palms together along the midline. Look for stillness. Look for quiet. Remember, the intention of today's class was to not feel guilty when you take and make time for yourself, making yourself a priority. Make you your not so guilty pleasure. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today. Hope you enjoyed today's class and that you don't feel guilty making yourself a priority. Till next time, keep it light.